Doctor who?
You got Dr. Penguin, McMurdo Station, Antarctica.
McMurdo Station. What kind of antenna are you running on that Antarctica station there, sir?
This is an A99 with 12 watts.
Well, that 12 watts is spanking. That 12 watts is spanking. I guess that antenna is making more power in the cold, just like a regular engine would be making more power in the cold. That thing is rocking and talking there, 10-4.
The secret government Antron 99.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Dr. Penguin. Don't do too many science experiments on them penguins there, 10-4.
I just do things with them for pleasure. Have a great night.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Is that the goo gobbler? Oh, how about that goo gobbler? Is that buckshot? Buckshot?
Say hello to YouTube.
I didn't do nothing different. I don't know. Shit happens.
Waving 11. Waving there, Blue Bomber.
Hey, are you interested in these golf balls? Yeah, what'd you do there, buddy? I'll take them all. When can I come get them?
What did I do, 271?
Whenever you want. Whatever, anyway, crazy now. I'll swing by sometime this weekend. Take them back, listen. Snag them all, man. So waving a hand, Mr. Buzzbox and 13-6, Blue Bomber always sounding like the way he should, because he knows how to do it right, man. It's always good to hear you, Blue Bomber. Just wanted to wave a hand and say good evening, 271 over here in Brea. Yeah, but he was going to put him up his butt instead of 271. He had some stormy weather out there also, man. Caught some flashes. I couldn't believe it during the daytime. When you can see lightning down during the daytime, man, those are some strikes.
Dude, I saw a couple horizontal ones.
For sure. That was amazing. We're hearing all that local California chat right now. Interesting. Patio, and it's just, because of the dark clouds, it just lit up with that lightning, just like the old-fashioned flash bulbs. That's a good way. That's a good way to explain it. Top evening time, 271. We're kicking back, doing the same thing here, sandbagging a little bit, doing a little talking, buzzbox out there, got my interest with somebody brought up any given Sunday, and then on any Sunday, and I don't know, got out there, top of the evening time, have a little fun on 11-meter band. Well, yes, sir, that's what it's all about, man, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's always something out there. Got On Any Sunday, my favorite motorcycle movie from old time. It's good stuff. Doggone it, the old two-strokes. But, well, I'm glad you're around here on the airwaves. Keep Buzzbox in line, because if we turn our backs, what can happen. Well, thank you for the shout there, Sparky. Sparky down in Lake Elsinore, man. You're sounding really good tonight, man. Thank you for the shout, 271 here in Brea. We'll be on the side so you can shout to the others.
Absolutely, Sparky. Absolutely. Making a great trip over here to my neck of the woods. Sparky, Lake Elsinore, Buzzbox, Los Alamitos. We're waving a hand. Check, check. Sparky, I appreciate you bumping it down. I appreciate you dropping it down to 27.165, Sparky. 10-4 Sparky. We're out here shooting the shit, finding a little skip from the northwest corner there, up there in Washington State, no doubt.
Yeah, 410 on that.
Ain't nothing but a bunch of breakers on the radio. Hey, waving to the better half. Waving to the better half, Buzzbox. Waving to the better half of Sparky, no doubt. 10-4, 10-4. We're waving Sparky. We got a little hash and trash, but man, you were booming in here for a second. I swear, you gained you were at 3 pounds. Normally you're only at 1.5. But man, you were coming in good. Check, Sparky. Good making the contact with you over there in Lake Elsinore. Can't wait to see you guys at the break. Roger.
Reading the mail out there, this kind of conditions. And they can change. Somebody be coming in about 2, and all of a sudden the pump's up 3, 4, 5, and you can just see Mother Nature working, no doubt it. Yeah, a little stormy night conditions usually kind of flip-flop all over the place. Yeah, 13-6 over here. Los Angeles waving. I've been at 13-6. Really good around Lake Elsinore, no doubt. You got it, not too often, man. You got it, top shelf. Sparky, 13-6, Blue Bomber, top of the even time. 14, good hearing you, buddy. Hope to see you down at the little CB shindig, no doubt.
Any chance you might drive by that neck of the woods, Blue Bomber, on the 28th?
No, I'm a dinosaur, man. I don't know really what's really going on.
Roger. Just asking.
Nothing. What's that called? Introvert? Not an extrovert. I just get out there on the radio. Even that's not too often.
Roger.
That's what I said. Sometimes I want to talk and I got nothing to say, and other times I want to have something to say, but I don't want to talk.
Sometimes I feel that way too. And then I just hear Ranger talking, and then I want to key up.
Well, that's what happened to me tonight, man. I was just reading mail, and you're going over on any given Sunday, so I had to throw in my 2 cents, man.
That's what it's about, man. I feel like that's what this whole radio thing is about, is being able to just talk to as many different people in your community as possible. I mean, that's what the whole idea of only transmitting with 4 watts is about, is for it to be your community thing, you know, not to be like stepping on other people.
Yeah, I remember talking to, gonna get my ticket, okay, and the question was, what's the most power you can run, you know? So I said 2,000 watts input. You know, it depends on output. 2,000 watts input. And they said wrong. And the answer is just as much as it takes.
As much as it takes. That's funny. I'd say 1,500 watts is as much as any one of us should be using at our own homes, just because that's the legal limit for hams.
Well, I know it's 2,000 input, you know, input, then you got output, two different ratings.
10-4.
But anyway, I always thought just enough to get back to the person you hear. That's all I wanted. I learned the hard way, you know, tearing up TVs, all that stuff. No good having splattering junk if you can't get out there and talk on it. And so you find that happy medium. Now it's a lot different with digital and everything else things went. But just enough to, you know, be able to talk to who you can hear out there. You might not always get first time every time, but you get your chance, you know, to take that long distance shout.
I think I found that happy medium with my 4 watts and my good antenna.
No, absolutely. Oh, you brought up antennas. That's another reason I've been reading the mail lately. I was at Rose Hills on, well, I went Saturday of Memorial Weekend, and I heard, I don't know if it's 223 or whatever. He was talking to 707, and he got a Cobra 148 GTL and a new antenna. You know, he's out there getting checks.
10-4.
10-4?
That might have very well been 223, which is Romy, and then his best friend, who he just got into the hobby, who goes by the name Handyman because he's a handyman. I think Romy set him up with the 148, something like that. What antenna did you mention?
Well, I was at Rose Hills, and anyway, I heard him, no, that was because he was getting a radio check from 707. I thought it's, anyway, he said, yeah, I got a 148 GTL and a new antenna, a base antenna, you know, and he's trying it out for the first time and trying to get a check out there.
Roger. Did you catch his 28?
No, I didn't, but he's blowing smoke. I heard him another time talking to 139, and that's what, you know, I heard him that time, but this time he's saying, yeah, I'm trying to get a flat channel on every channel, you know, I keep on going up and down, and, you know, I wanted to get out there, but we got a puppy, and I'm just kind of reading the mail, trying to get the puppy to go to the bathroom. So I didn't get a chance to get back to him anyway. You know, it's impossible. You can't get a flat, you know, you tune your radio, like if you got 40 channel CB, you tune it on channel 20, and then that gives you, you know, one way or the other. You do it right in the middle of the band, because it changes, you know, but he was trying to get a flat match on 40, and then try to get a flat match on channel 1.
And what someone told me, or at least what I've heard, is that that's not really possible. You kind of have to pick like which channel you want to be your main channel. When I picked 17, this thing is a better match on channel 6 than 17, but it's I typically talk either on channel 11 or channel 17, so it's perfect for me.
Well, yeah, and what you just said gives you an idea of, you know, the way you got it matched. If it's lower on channel 1, you know, say you did it 17, but, you know, 20 is right in the middle. So, same thing, if you did it on channel 17, and it's better on 1, you go on the other. In other words, on my radio, I got two radios, an AM radio and a sideband radio. Sideband I talk up above channel 40 and stuff. So I matched it up on channel 30. And then my AM radio is the same way the other way around. Yeah, I talk on 17, but I go down below 1 sometimes. And, 11, I like talking 11 a lot. So, the match is better going down that way. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, you can't get a flat match on all the way across the channels. It's impossible. And that's why your older amplifiers, they got the load and tune, so you can adjust it maybe after every, I don't know, some people say every 10 channels, but you can go 20 channels and not really have to retune your amplifier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think also too for the average Joe, if they're just running like a basic little foot warmer 2, 3, or like 2, 4, whatever pill, they're not really gonna have a problem with that. But like you said, you'd like talk above channel 40, so you tuned it to 30, which is perfect. Mine's tuned to like probably more happy on channel 6, but hey, that's fine. Channel 17 has a 1.1 something, so I'm really happy with that,
Oh, absolutely. You're not losing anything from, the range is actually 2.5, but to lose nothing, you're not losing anything. It's 1.5 down. So that's why, I've never got a flat match. Maybe not quite a 1.1, but never on a channel. But it's when you turn on the power. Now, what you're talking about, too. So you want to so if you got a 17 1.1 match, and then you turn on the power, it might go to 1.2, 3, depends how much you're running. It can, I run 1,000 watts, it might go up to 1.5, 6, 7, 8, it just depends on the antenna. A lot of people don't understand, you got coaxes, your jumpers, the radio going to the amplifier going to the watt meter, and then you got your coax going out, there's all sorts of variables.
Dude, literally, I just had an experience with that like the other day. I set up, so Barracuda has this Chris radio paired with the Golden Falcon tube amplifier. It's about like a 500 watt tube amplifier, and then he's just got his Longhorn radio, all in one deal. And so we set up a switch, but the switch it was on a desk and it had like a backing, and so I drilled 3 holes where the 259s could perfectly go through them, and it was super clean. The switch was just right up there on the wall of the desk. It had the 90s. It had the switch had 3 90s coming out of it, and we were keying up on the Longhorn, and dude, he dropped like 200 watts, and I'm like, man, it could be the 90s, it could be the switch. We took all the switch, everything out of it. We just had the Longhorn running into the meter and then out to the antenna. Boom, right back up to like 900 watts.
Yeah, there's so many things, in normal CB when they're starting out, it's, positive and negative, this didn't work out, but you really don't know the theory behind it. That's it, because you're just getting out there. That's kind of the fun about CB, you're just getting out there. But you can blow up your equipment, and that's what he kept on saying. I've blown up 2 amplifiers, but then again, if you don't know, somebody can, oh yeah, I got a 100 watt amplifier. Oh, okay, how much? $50. Oh, that's a good deal. But it's a 10 meter amplifier, and you try to run that on 11 meters, you're going to blow it up.
Yeah. And then it gets more complicated than that, because certain amplifiers are like, you can put it on 10 meters and they're forgiving. They'll be fine with it. But I mean, when you're dealing with like ham stuff, stuff that's like more regulated, yeah, there's a problem. Those things are specifically designed not to run on 11 meters, and if they are designed to, you have to like modify them to do it.
Yeah, and then you go back to antennas. There's antennas. You can get an 11 meter, because he's talking about new antenna. That's specifically made for 11 meter. Now I have an I-10K. It's the one that's got like a trombone, to match. They're actually a 10 meter antenna, but you can adjust them for 11 meter. But you got to know, how to adjust it, the specifications of it. 10-4?
10-4, just like my antenna. It's a 10 meter, 11 meter antenna, and I just tuned it for 11 meters. I didn't, honestly, when I first got the antenna, I got really excited and I was watching a bunch of videos and I just tuned it to the length that this like one guy had tuned it to, and it was like running really well. And that's what I tuned it to, and the thing is really good for channel 6. I think he tuned it for channel 6, honestly.
Well, he might have tuned it for channel 1. But it shouldn't be that much difference with 6 and 1.
So I think I blew up my watt meter because I was just running too much continuous power through it. It's rated for 2,000 watts, but after my little stunt I pulled for running a dead key, it didn't work properly after that, and so I'm just running radio to antenna pretty much right now.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, you're getting out pretty damn good. Everything else you put in line, could cause RF and resonance interference, all these other. Even like I said, getting the jumpers. What do you use? 3-foot, 6-foot jumpers? And if you got 2 jumpers in line, it better be the same length.
Yeah, when I was running all that stuff, I was running 3-foot jumpers, and I don't think it was the jumper's fault. It was just too much continuous power.
Yeah, it's possible because, it depends, that's where the money between cheaper and better equipment, alright, I had a Wilson 1000 antenna on my truck, magnet, and then I went to a Wilson 5000 because of power. Well, the only difference is the cord's bigger, everything's bigger, more insulated to handle that. Just like a 10 gauge electricity and stuff, the wire gets hot if it's too thin, and you can only have as much electricity flowing or RF flowing that it can handle it.
10-4. I think on the point of wire gauge is people don't understand the difference between copper clad aluminum wire and oxygen free copper, because if you use copper clad aluminum wire, you have to use double the wire gauge. If you're trying to put the same current through an oxygen free copper cable, it'll handle quite a bit of current, but the same cable for aluminum, you have to double the size for it to be able to handle the current.
Now you're better man than me. See, you're getting technical there, but back in the day, you get the thick LR, I forget what it was. The big thick coax. You didn't run the skinny shit. That's what they call it. And nowadays, they got better with the shielding or whatever they put through it and stuff like you were mentioning. So LR 400, I think. I got rid of my thick stuff, and when I upgraded my antenna, I got LR 400, whatever the hell that is.
RG 400. It's that's what I'm running right now. What is it? It looks like just copper, little wire.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, it can handle everything. Good match, good thrust. Everything anyway. You build it, so when you start out, adjust it, but you know, it varies. That's because you're going from where it was tuned at.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they even have like not really antennas that we're used to using, but mobile antennas. They have super cool, they call them screwdriver antennas, because they can like they're on a screw and they can go in and out and they can adjust their tuning, you know, because they'll be connected to like super widebanded radios in the mobile, and the radio will you know you'll just flip the dial on the radio, go to whatever frequency you want to do, and the antenna, you can like look back at the antenna, it'll just be like and it'll like adjust the size. It's pretty badass.
Nobody darn, man. That's a trip.
Dude, it's crazy what they got out nowadays, man. It's just a trip. Nobody needs it, but it's so cool. Like everything I have that I'm running right now is, there's nothing that I'm using right now in line other than the antenna and the coax before like 1990.
Well, you sound real good about your talk shop tonight. You know, it's variations from when I first heard you out there talking, and you got out the other guy, you're both same. And, you know, not to say anything one way or the other, your microphone is more higher tones, okay? Where the other guy that was out there talking was more lower tones, even though you're both coming in. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm at 5.5 right now on the tone dial on this Delta M2. I'm cranking it back. It's at 4 right now. That Delta M2 is at 4. It's at 3 now. It's at 3. We're getting lower. Does that even make a difference?
Yeah, you gave me a little forward swing. Not much. The audio was the same. Modulate, I should say the modulation was, you know, way back. I'm too loud. My other half came in here. What's up, Buttercup? My chest. Oh, I gotta take the dog. Take the dog.
Come on.
There you go. I just wanted her to say something, know that I'm not hallucinating.
No, let's go. Come on.
Okay, I'll be back.
Who let the dogs out? Who?
Absolutely.
Wave into the better half of this wonderful man. Wait. Blue bomber. Waving.
She left the building, but that's beach, baby. I gotta take care of some business.
Check. I'm not holding you up.